Pornography. Pornography is a poison that is rapidly being consumed in our society on a second by second basis. Pornography is robbing men of their personal sovereignty, their life force, their energy and their self-control. Recently I've noticed a pattern in the mainstream media that the mainstream media is complicit in advertising and promoting pornography, especially with websites like OnlyFans, where people are hosting their own personal pornography channels, getting subscriptions and making millions of dollars, preyed upon the general weakness of masculinity in this society. So the mainstream media are promoting those stories. They have a because it's clickbait, right? It's stuff that you see and then you click on it. It's got an enticing title and an even more enticing photograph to provoke the cosmic sexual energy that is inside every being, and especially so inside males. Males have a very strong cosmic sexual energy, and what I mean by that, it is the desire to procreate, which is intrinsically connected to sexual satisfaction, ejaculation, coming, however you want to frame it, the perception of reproduction. But it's captured in this and stimulated in this addiction to pleasure and dopamine. So the mainstream media is continually posting these articles because you guys are reading it, because people click on it, because people are so easily persuaded and provoked into reading about pleasure, and it starts that internal fantasy, right? Though just even an article, you don't even have to be looking at pornography, just an article about it is already going to stimulate your mind, your thoughts and your awareness towards that thing. So in this day and age, we have to be very vigilant, man. You've got to build up a personal practice of awareness so that you can personally intervene in your own mind between a thought and taking an action. Because all of us, we could just look up pornography within less than 5 seconds. I could be on a porn site on this phone. It can just happen so quick now. Technology is shortening the time span of action all across the world, whether that's ordering a pizza, buying a box of beers, contacting someone, sending a hateful message, looking up porn. All of those things are, the time span is extremely shortened with the presence of this very powerful technology. Are we keeping up? Are we keeping up with our minds? Are we able to process that quickly to match the power that's in our hands? That is the pertinent issue of our time. We need to be able to just drop down there. We need to be able to persuade our own mind more than advertising, marketing and promotion can. Okay, we need to be able to persuade our own mind more than these external forces of advertising, marketing, promotion, provocation and production, these videos, these images. You know, what is your core value? When a man looks at pornography, he is completely giving away all of his validation to an external source. He is allowing and giving up his personal sovereignty to allow an external stimulant, whether that's a video, a live call, a chat room, texting, sexting, whatever, that is an external validation. You are going outside of yourself to validate who you are as a person, and you're doing it without any control. You're allowing that external product to be the master of your mind, of your soul, of your spirit, of your energy. What we're needing in 2025 is men to be stoic and secure, okay? For men to harness their sexual potential with disciplined choices. I'm not saying never have sex, I'm not saying never masturbate. There is a very big difference between consuming pornographic material and having a personal sexual experience, or a partnered sexual experience, right? There's a very big difference there. This pornography industry is designed break down masculinity. It is designed and propagated to control you, to have you spilling your seed without awareness, to have you diminishing your spirit, to continue to eat away at your self-discipline and your ability to control your choices and have personal sovereignty. Okay, I am so proud of myself to be living porn-free for over 3 years, and you can too. Okay, you can make that choice. It's a daily choice. It's a lifetime decision, but a daily choice. Okay, I have committed and decided personally to remove pornography from my life 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago, and it's one of the best, most empowering decisions I ever made. Okay, I do not leave it up to other people to satisfy my sexual desires. I do not leave it up to other people to stimulate pleasure within myself. I am in a connected and committed relationship where I have sexual relationships that are purposeful, that are powerful, and that require presence, right? For me to be actively present in that moment with permission, right? Presence and power with permission. It's a very important thing that I'm going to continue to raise awareness of, and one of the most difficult entanglements of pornography that I have been, just to go into some vulnerability for myself, that I've been involved with, is personal pornography, which is like being connected to someone that you know, sharing explicit content. You know, I've been involved with that on multiple occasions, and it's not good. It does not promote. It's so disempowering. You know, when you give away parts of yourself like that, and we can do it so quickly. Again, with this technology, we can undermine our own money, our own authority, our own personal presence by just giving away these intimate parts of ourselves without thinking, all to satisfy a sexual curiosity, a fantasy, right? Because when it's all over, there's nothing but shame and guilt and regret. There's nothing left but shame, regret and guilt. It does nothing to empower oneself. So that was when I finally realized I got sober and clean from alcohol and drugs, but I was still trying to validate that void of loneliness with these personal pornographic connections. Okay, and then I realized that I was giving my power away. I realized that I was still seeking external validation of my experience of life, that I was leaving it up to someone else to be in control of how I felt, that I was leaving it up to someone else to determine my value, right? That I was leaving it up to a sexual desire to fulfill my need to be accepted, my need to feel worthy, instead of actually just feeling worthy, instead of taking productive and truthful actions that aligned with my deep inner knowing of strength, vitality and energy. I was giving it away. So that is when I chose to give away my addiction. That is when I decided to become free from all forms of pornography. Okay, become free from looking up videos, images and the like, free and unshackled from having these dysfunctional connections with people that were based around sharing sexual content. And furthermore, something that I continue to refine and reduce and remove is the fantasies within my mind, right? Like actually instructing my thoughts, being the master of my thought processes, because all of us, men and women too, have these deep, we have that cosmic sexual energy in our being, and our brain manifests that as thoughts, fantasies and ideas. Okay, and that happens even quicker than you can think. It's built into the subconscious. So when you're continually looking at pornographic content and consuming pornographic content, you see the world like that. You walk around thinking about what would it be like to have sex with that person, what does that person look like naked, what are they doing, that's how you start to view the world, because you're viewing content like that. It's programming your subconscious. So that is part of my personal process that I am unpacking only after getting free from visually consuming pornographic material have I now been able to step into the work, right, of spiritually digesting, dissolving those inner workings that I programmed myself from 20 plus years of pornography consumption. Okay, there's always layers and levels to work through. So if this resonates with you and you want to support the awareness, support and promote the awareness of reducing pornography consumption in our society, please give this a share, add a comment, drop a comment of what activities you use to move away from consuming pornography, to realign your cosmic sexual energy. What activities do you participate in? And for me personally, the activities that I choose to channel my cosmic sexual energy into is meditation, physical exercise, affirmations, consciously constructing and implementing a belief system in my mind of who I want to be, honoring my ancestors, okay, honoring my ancestors through truthful, positive action, okay, becoming a safe man internally and externally, becoming a safe man in my mind, understanding that I will have and do have thoughts of desire, fantasy and pleasure, but also understanding that I can reprogram those thoughts into positive steps, into positive ways of knowing, being and doing. So yeah, have a powerful day out there, okay? Have a powerful day out there. Stay responsible, stay accountable, because you are powerful.